Hey there everybody, it's Lance with Love to Hate, back again with another solo playthrough video. Today I have for you the Fox Experiment from designers Elizabeth Hargrave and Jeff Frazer and publisher Pandasaurus Games. Now, the Fox Experiment is a dice rolling game in which you are going to be recreating a 1950s Soviet Union science experiment in which they tried to famously domesticate foxes. And so you are going to be one of those scientists in that study, and you will be trying to make the friendliest foxes that you can make over the course of 5 generations or 5 rounds. Now, I did get to teach this game at Gen Con, the past 2 Gen Cons for Pandasaurus Games, so I am very familiar with this game. However, this will be only my second time to play the solo mode of this game, so I do encourage you to turn on the Klingon subtitles just in case I make any rules goofs along the way. And I will not be explaining the rules for the basic game. I will explain some of the differences for the solo mode as we kind of go along. But I do want to point out that I have the board set up here, but it's set up a little bit differently just because I need to try to fit everything on frame. I have the male foxes lined up how you would normally have them in a normal game, and I've got the female foxes lined up over here just so that they can fit on frame, but they would normally just line up just the same way that you have the male foxes over there. And for purposes of the solo mode, you do have to know what is furthest left and what is furthest right as far as what's in this market or the kennel. And so this card right here, this position will be furthest right, and then the top left up there will be furthest left, going from left to right, top to bottom. All right, with that being said, I will go ahead and get into this, and again I'll explain some of the changes with the solo mode as we go along. And so here is my board. I am going to be the bluish green color. The opponent, my opponent here, will be the red color as we play. Now, I am the first player in this first generation, and as you can see, my study card here, I need purple waggly tail trait and the brown floppy ear trait. And so with that being the case, Yefim makes the most sense for me to draft for my male fox for this first generation. So I am going to take Yefim as my daddy fox. And so it will go over to the opponent, and we flip over the top card, and he is going to be taking a female fox and turn order. So for the solo mode, we flip over these cards, and it's going to have 2 actions. The opponent will take 2 actions every time, and I'll explain why that is as we progress through the round. So first things first, drafting a female fox, we do need a study card for the opponent here to know what the opponent is trying to focus in on. And so he is focused primarily on the pink spotted trait. And then the second trait that the opponent is most focused on is the brown floppy ear trait. So we're going to look at the female foxes in the kennel and see which one has the most spotted dice, the pink die. We have 2 here that are tied. So whenever they're tied, we look at the next most trait, which is going to be brown, but neither one of them have brown, the ones that are tied anyway. So then we break the tie going off of the arrow direction here on the top of this stack. And so we are going from left to right, and left to right would mean Laika, or however you pronounce that, is going to be the tiebreaker between Laika and Gala, or Galia. So we put the fox here, the red fox for the opponent, on top of this card, this fox, and that denotes that he has drafted that particular fox. We don't remove it from the kennel just yet, and I cannot select that as my female fox. So the second thing that we're going to do here is determine turn order, and technically we're not determining turn order, we're just limiting my choices for turn order whenever I choose. And again, we're going from left to right, and so the very first option, starting left, would be the first position, and so I cannot select first position. So now it's back over to me, and I think I'm going to have a hard time pronouncing the names for some of these foxes. The L one at the very top first position is the best option for me because I already have Yefim, who gives me 2 brown and 1 purple. I would like another purple over getting an extra brown, so I am definitely going to take this fox right here as my female fox for this round. So that's my pairing here, my male and female fox. It's back over to my opponent. We flip over another card, and so this time the opponent is going to draft a male and another female. Again, we're going to do 2 actions, which ultimately is going to mean that the opponent is going to take 2 male foxes, 2 female foxes, and 2 positions on the track right there. So we are looking again for the one that has the most pink spotted dice, and it is a tie again between Yuri and Sultans, or however you pronounce these names. They're hard, they're difficult names. So we go off of whatever has the most brown dice out of the tied pairing, and so Yuri is going to be the tiebreaker there. So that is that. So now it's back over to me, and I have to select turn order. And I am thinking that, I want to stay in the first position. And the reason I say that is because even though he's placed here, he has not placed his cog. We don't place his cog until he takes his second spot on this track. So technically, I am still going to be first player next round, even though he blocked that spot. I will take this bonus here. I will get 2 bonus tiles, which is great because I don't start with any as the first player. So now I have a couple, and it is back over to him, and we are going to flip over another. We didn't technically do the second female for him, so we need to clear that up real quick. Second female should have been the one that has the most pink, which is going to be Gala. And so that's his second female from his previous turn. We forgot to do that. So now we flip over the last card for him, which is going to have turn order. So now he's going to select turn order. And again, this time we look at the card and it is from right to left. So he's going to take this spot right here. And he will go after me, as we already knew. He's not going to select another female because he's already done that twice, so we do whatever has left over, which in this case is going to be drafting another male. And again, it's going to be whichever one has the most pink dice, which is going to be this one right here. And so that's it for the first selection phase of this first generation. So now we go on to breeding. We always do the breeding for the opponent first before we do the breeding for our own pups. And he is always going to breed 2 foxes every time, does not matter. And so we will flip over the first pup. It is a female, and we are going to call this one Lily. Lily, the first fox in the game. And we are going to pair the furthest left male in this market that has his foxes on it with the furthest left female. And so we're going to take this one right here. And we see that there are 2 pink dice on that, which means he is automatically going to get 2 pink successes. And then we look at the first female, and we see a blue and pink dice. So again, these are automatic successes. The dice represent automatic success notches on the traits here. And he is going to have a bonus token here, which the bonus token will automatically add another success for the predominant trait that he's most focused on, the one that has this one here, which is going to be pink again. And so that is going to equate to a friendly score of 5 because 1 blue and 4 pinks. And so really he is only focused on getting the friendliness score, but then also trying to unlock these science studies, which he did not do this time because he needed 1 brown and he did not get that with Lily. So we're going to set Lily off to the side for right now. And we will do his second pup, which is another female. And so we're going to call this one Millie. Lily and Millie. And so we're looking at the next pairing of foxes for the opponent, which Yuri is going to have 1 brown and 2 pinks. And then we look at the female, which is going to be Galia, and that is another pink. And then we add in the bonus again, which is going to be another pink. So we have 1 brown and 4 pinks this time, a friendly score of 5 again. And this time it does unlock a study for the opponent because he has 1 brown and 2 pinks. And so we are going to place a fox on that first column, which is going to get him 2 points, but it also unlocks another study. And so we will reveal that study card now. And he has a second study card that he can be advancing on throughout the course of the game. So that is it for him. His top friendly score is going to be 5, a tie between Lily and Millie. We'll just put Millie out here to represent. I need to try to beat a 5 if I want the friendly score for this round. So now let's do my dice. I have my 1 green wild die that I unlock every time I roll dice. I'm going to get 2 brown from Yefim and a purple. And then another purple and blue because of Lamildia, or however you pronounce these names. And so we are going to use my hospital dice tower to roll these dice and see how well I do. So we're going to roll these 4 first, and we'll set those off to the side here. And then I've got 2 more that I'm going to roll. And great. All right, so I'm really trying to get 1 purple and 2 browns to get my study going here. And so my first pup is going to be a male, and we're going to call this one Tony. So Tony here, he is definitely going to have 2 purples because I've got the 2 purples lined up already. And he's going to have 2 browns, at least 2 browns. He might have more. And at least 1 blue. And so I'm already tied. I am definitely going to pair that up there to make a 3rd brown. And I think, do I want to spend one of these guys to get a 4th brown? I think I do, because that will get me another trait chip here. And I'll have 2 browns, which will be enough to unlock something on my board. So I think I am going to do that. So I'm going to spend that bonus token there, and I will have a friendly score of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's pretty stinking good for round 1. And so Tony here is going to unlock my first study, and that helps me get some points going. I will want to work on this one next round. So I'm going to take these dice away, put them back onto my tray over here, and we spent that. And we'll set that off to the side. So Tony here is the friendliest pup for this round, so I do get that for 2 points at the end of the game. Whereas my opponent will get the consolation prize, which is another bonus token, which he's going to have 2 on this first study now. And what that's going to do, not only is he going to get the bonus pink spotted trait whenever he is rolling for his pups, but now he'll get his secondary one, which is going to be the floppy ear brown trait for this study card. So that's the end of the first round. We're going to get rid of all of the foxes in the kennel. Bye-bye, guys. You served us well in this first generation, and your time has come. You are crossing over the Rainbow Bridge. And we will also say goodbye to my parent foxes over here, Yefim and Lamildia, or however you pronounce your name. Sorry, I never learned your name, but you produced great offspring with Tony. And so now we're going to load the kennel with the pups that both I and the opponent made. We're going to put Tony in the males right there, and we're going to put Millie and Lily in the females. Now, the way that this works, Lily and Millie are going to go at the front and end of the line for the females, and we will load the empty spots with ones from the decks, just like you would in a normal game. And there we go. We're going to reset the turn order track up here. I retain first player because my cog is ahead of his cog. And we will put new tokens out here. We've got a bonus token, a science and barking trait token, and another bonus token. And that is that. So we are ready to go. And I am first again, so I am trying to maximize my purple and brown dice, and I think keeping Tony makes the most sense, so I am going to go with Tony again. And he will be my Dad Fox in this generation, keeping him in the fold. We will flip over an opponent card here. He's going to be going with female foxes. And again, pink dice is what the opponent is most interested in. And we have a tie here between Millie and Lily. They both have 2 pink dice, but the tiebreaker's brown, and Millie has 1 brown die versus Lily's 1 blue die, which is not what the opponent is interested in. And then he's going to look at male foxes, and Fadai is more desirable than Aramis or Druzhook, which is the same. 2 purples. He doesn't want purple. So now it's back over to me, and you know, all of the female foxes are pretty much the same in my eyes. Millie was the only one that really did anything. Well, Bolodinka is something that I would be interested in, but I'm not worried about the opponent taking that one away from me, because whenever the opponent is going to do the female foxes again, it will likely take Lily. So I don't have to worry about losing out on Bolodinka. I'm going to take turn order here, and the one that looks most desirable to me is going to be this one right here. And as I'm taking this, I realized I forgot to gain my chips from the previous round, as I'm going to be gaining a blue chip. So I'm going to gain a blue chip and a science card, and then I will remember to gain my chips from the previous round. My science card here says, after rolling for a pup, change 1 die to any face. I will hold that off to the side. I should have gained 1 purple and 2 brown chips, so I will gain that right now. And I have 2 brown chips to be able to spend, and I will spend them. And taking a look at our payers or sponsors or whatever these guys are called, I can't ever remember their names, we are going to be focusing in on either trying to get 2 identical ones horizontal from each other, purple ones on the board as much as possible, trying to unlock as many study cards as possible, or trying to complete columns as much as possible. So I'm going to be spending these 2 browns here, and I'm going to make multiple pups. I will be doing 2 pups each round. So I did that at the beginning of the generation, or I would have had I remembered to get my trait chips. So now that we're caught up there, it is back over to the opponent. We're going to flip over another card. We're going to do turn order, going from left to right. So again, the opponent's going to block this open spot here, and he's going to get his second male fox now. Looking at most purple or pink, but there are none. And so now he would go off of brown, but there are none of those as well. So everything is equal to him. So he's going to go left to right and take Aramis. Something that I think the opponent would not be too thrilled about taking. Now it's back over to me, and I will take my female fox, which is going to be Bolodinka. And that will at least get me another brown, which may help in unlocking my next study card. So back over to the opponent. The last card for the opponent would be another male, but he's not going to take a third male. He's going to take female now. And going off of what's most pink, that's going to be Lily. So Millie and Lily remain in the fold for the opponent. And then turn order, we will take all of these cards and shuffle them up to reveal what the next card would be, arrow-wise. And it is going to be from right to left. And so he will take this spot right here. The opponent does not gain anything on the turn order track, whether that be on a token or the printed bonus icon there. So he would not gain any extra bonus tokens, or at least I'm fairly certain that's how that works. Again, have those Klingon subtitles turned on just in case if I do make any rules goofs. But I am going to be first again for the next generation, which is great. I like to go first in this game. And so there you have it. That's going to be the end of the selection phase. So again, we do the breeding for the opponent first. We reveal the first pup. Again, he's always going to do 2 pups. And it is a boy this time, and we're going to call this one Bobby. And so Bobby here is going to be the pairing of Aramis, which would make one waggly tail purple trait, and Lily, because we do the furthest left male and female. Lily is going to provide one blue barking trait and two pink spotted traits, because we only do the dice, not the four things that are marked off. We only focus on the dice as the successes. And we are going to give the opponent bonuses for first and second trait. Pink is the first trait, so we're going to give another pink trait there. And then brown is the second trait. And so that's that for Bobby. Bobby's total friendly score here is going to be 6. 6 friendly for Bobby. Now we look to see if Bobby helps to unlock any number of studies. Another difference here, rule difference for the opponent in a solo mode game, is that the opponent's foxes can be used to unlock multiple studies, whereas in a multiplayer game with real people, human players cannot do that with their pups. You can only use a pup one time. So we are going to unlock this particular study because Bobby has 1 brown and 3 pinks. We do not reveal another study card. You only do that after you complete the first column for the solo game, the opponent. And so now we'll see if Bobby can unlock this one, but he cannot because he only has 1 purple and he needed 2. And so even though he has the pink, he does not have the 2 purple there. So that's it for Bobby. We're going to set Bobby off to the side. The second pup for the opponent this round is a female, and so we're going to name this one. Let's name her Dobby. Bobby and Dobby. All right, so Dobby is going to be the offspring of Fidai, which would make for 1 pink spotted trait, and Millie. Millie here is going to have 1 brown floppy ear trait and 2 more pink spotted traits. And then we will add in the bonuses here, so that will mean 1 extra floppy ear and 1 extra pink spotted, and a friendly score of 6 again for the opponent. So the friendly score to beat is 6 for this generation. Looking at the science study cards here, Dobby, will unlock this final one, as Dobby does have 2 brown and at least 3 pink. And so this study card is completed. We can advance these bonus tokens to the next study card. We will take that fox off. This is going to be 10 points to the opponent at the end of the game. We'll set it off frame for right now. And then we look and see if Dobby can unlock this one, but Dobby cannot because Dobby has no pink trait, or purple trait, And so we're going to leave Dobby out here because Bobby and Dobby are tied in friendliness, and the friendly score for me to beat is 6. We reveal my pup, which is a boy, and we are going to name this one Steve. So Steve is the offspring of Tony and Boladinka, and we are going to gain our 1 green wild die, a brown floppy ear die from Boladinka. We're going to get a pink purple waggly tail from Tony, 2 more floppy ear brown dice, and then 1 blue barking die. And that's what we're rolling this time. So I'm going to roll these 4 here, and we'll set those off to the side. And 2 more brown floppy ear dice. All right, so that's what I have here. We are going to get at least 3 browns. I would really like a 4th brown and a purple. That's what I'm really wanting. I definitely am going to get the blue, the worthless blue. I don't need a blue. I am going to have to use that like such there, and I will get 1, 2, 3, 4 browns. I do have my 4 browns, but I'm going to need 1 purple. I'm going to use this bonus die right there to help me get my 1 purple. And so I do have 1 purple, 4 browns, and 1 blue. And that will give me a friendly score of 6. So I tied the opponent with Steve here. And I will use Steve to unlock this study right here. So I have moved on to the second one. I do have to get rid of this bonus token right there. And I will take all the dice back. And we are going for our second pup here because I have unlocked 2 pups. And Steve has a twin sister. And her name is going to be Natasha. Natasha. All right, so we're going to roll the same 6 dice for Natasha and set those off to the side for right now. Her dice are not nearly as good as what Steve's dice were. I'm glad I used that bonus token because this is not going to be nearly as good. All right, so I have 2 brown, 2.5 brown. I've got half a purple, 2 halves of a blue, and 1 bonus half. And so we are going to make this be... Wow, this one really stinks. I'm going to make this be like this. We're just going to go with that. So 1 purple and 2 browns, and that's it. That's all Natasha gets. Natasha is going to be a lousy 3. Wow, that did not go well for Natasha at all. Steve is definitely the better offspring out of that grouping there. So Steve is going to be the one that gets me the most chips too. I'm not going to get any purple chips, and Natasha would get me 1, but Steve gets me 2 brown chips. So I'm going to use Steve to get 2 brown chips and add them to my grouping over there. And I could unlock something, and I will. I'm going to spend 2 to get another study card. I'm going to put that there, and I will draw 3 study cards and choose 1 to keep here. You know what? I'm going to go with this card here because that's what the opponent has been doing a lot of. And so now I have a good card to kind of pair off of his and let his offspring be the ones that I might draft in the next generations to help advance on this card. So that's that. I tied the opponent for the friendliest score this round, so we both get to place our foxes out here. No one gets the consolation prize, and so we will now say goodbye to everything that's in the market. Goodbye. Goodbye, guys. Thank you for all of your hard work, and you will not be forgotten. Even though I cannot pronounce a lot of your names. Lily and Millie, I'm sure you had a great owner. The opponent is not some evil person, I promise. Well, I hope anyway. And we will say hello to Bobby and Dobby. And my 2, Steve and Natasha. And we will we'll also say goodbye to Tony and Boladinka. And now we will fill up the rest of the kennel with the generic foxes. How about that? And we've got some pretty good choices for this round. Looking at the turn order track, I do retain first player. And he will be second player. And let's now get this filled up. We've got a pink purple waggly tail. I don't know why I keep saying pink. A bonus icon and a blue and brown trait chips. So I am first again. I am focusing in on not only purple and brown, but now also pink dice. And that being the case, I am thinking Yuna might be a good choice, but also Tamara. I think Tamara is going to be a good choice. Oh gosh, but then Steve can help me out quite a bit. I think I'm going to go with Yuna. Yuna's going to be something to keep an eye on for me. So I'm going to take Yuna and then hope Steve is still around for me after the opponent goes. So the opponent is going to look at, oh no, he is going to look at the males, but he's going to do turn order first, and he's going to go from left to right again, blocking off that first option. Again, done that every round so far. And then he's going to look at the male foxes, and in this time, he's going to be taking the one that has the most purple. I don't know why I keep saying pink. Purple dice. It's a different study card for the opponent this time. And it looks like it's a tie between Bobby and Steve, so then the tiebreaker would be what has the most pink dice, which that's going to be Bobby. So then it's back over to me, and I think I do want to take Steve because he would be definitely trying to take Steve on the next time that the opponent is trying to take a male, which could be right here. Let's see. Yep, definitely would have been. He would have taken Steve. So the opponent instead is going to it's going to be a tiebreaker because Pashuk and Evgeny neither one of them have purple or pink. And so we go off the tiebreaker, which would be left to right. So Pashuk is going to be the one that the opponent takes. And then we're going to look at the females, who has the most pink dice, and that's going to be Dobby. So Dobby is going to be the one for the opponent. And then turn order for me is my last choice. I am thinking that I want to get this one right here. I don't mind going last if it's going to get me a lot of bonuses, which in this case, I am getting a blue and brown trait chips, and I'm also getting the bonus chip, and so that's a good return for me. All right, the last card is going to be another female, and so most purple. Well, it's a tie. Tamara and Natasha both give one purple, so then we're going to look at what gives the most pink. Neither one of them do, so then the next tiebreaker is the arrow, and Tamara is the furthest right. And so that's that. Then turn order, we're going to go furthest right to left, and so we will shake up turn order after this generation. I won't be first next generation. All right, so now on to the breeding phase. The first pup for the opponent is going to be a female. We're going to name this one Kate. And so Kate is going to be the offspring of... we're not going to do Dobby and Bobby because those are siblings, and you cannot do that. At least you shouldn't do that. Ethically, you should not do that. So instead, we are going to do the furthest left male, the furthest right female, which is going to be Bobby and Tamara. And so Bobby and Tamara is going to be the grouping for this pup right here. Bobby is going to give one purple success, one brown success, one blue success, and two pink successes. And then our bonus traits are going to be one additional purple and one additional pink. And then Tamara is going to add another purple and two browns. So Kate here is very friendly. Kate's going to have a friendly score of 10, the highest we've seen yet. And so that's pretty stinking good. That's going to be hard to beat. Kate will definitely unlock this first study card. She definitely has two purples and one pink, which means we're going to unlock another study card, and we will see if Kate's sibling is going to be able to unlock anything else. So Kate is done. We're going to set her right there. And Kate has a twin brother, or not a twin necessarily, because this is going to be the offspring of Pashuk and Dobby. So this is going to be like a cousin. And we're going to call this one Mate. Kate and Mate. And so Mate is the son of Pashuk, and Pashuk adds one brown and one blue, and Dobby is going to add one more brown and two pinks. One more brown, two pinks. Then we add in our bonuses, one purple and one pink, for a friendly score of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not as friendly as Kate. let's see if we unlocked any additional studies. It does not look like it. We would have needed at least 2 purple to unlock either one of these, and mate only had 1 purple, so not going to unlock anything else. Kate is going to be the score to beat, friendliness score of 10. Let's see if I can do it. My first pup, and I am making 2 pups each round, is going to be a female. We're going to name this one Gamora. Maybe you've noticed a trend here with my foxes' names. And Gamora is the offspring of Steve and Una. Steve is going to add 1 purple, 2 browns, a blue, plus our wild die, of course. And then Una is going to add 2 more purples and a pink. So we've got quite a bit of dice now that we're rolling. I'm going to roll 4 and 4 at a time. And this is a pretty good roll, with the browns at least anyway. And our other dice, what started off as good, it did not end so well. All right, so we're going to figure out the purple first here. 1 purple, 3 purples, definitely getting 3 purples on Gamora. Which, looking at my study card here, I need at least 2 purples. I needed brown more than anything, though. And I needed maybe 2 pinks as well. Don't know if that's showing up or if that's too shiny for you guys there. Put some shade there so you can see it. And then my browns, I'm going to get 3 browns at least. And I'll have to figure out what to do with that mess. Do I spend any more bonus tokens? I don't know. Ugh, this is not great here. I'm not interested in making a blue. I would like to get more than just 1 pink. Getting a 4th brown doesn't really help me because I needed a 5th brown to really do much, but it would get me another chip here. But I don't know that I'm gonna spend it because I want to see what Gamora's sibling is gonna get me first. So we're just gonna say that we're gonna make 1 pink here, and Gamora is gonna have a friendly score of 7. Which is not going to be enough to take down Kate, but we're going to see if Gamora's sister, Nebula, is going to be any friendlier, which, you know, between Gamora and Nebula, you'd think Gamora would be the more friendly one, but we'll see. We'll see how this turns out. All right, re-rolling all my dice, and setting those off to the side. And setting those off to the side. All right, so Gamora is definitely going to have 2 purples, at least. Definitely going to have 2 browns, at least. I'm going to have 1 blue. And 1 pink. All right, so Nebula has a score of 6 right now as it stands. So I'm going to get 1 extra. Let's see. I could make it a brown and then add that to get 2 more browns, but that would only get me to 4, and I would need more than that. But I could unlock this one by making that a pink. I do kind of like that idea. So I am going to make this be a pink. And that at least helps me to unlock this study right here. Again, I don't know if that's showing up great on frame for you guys, but I do complete this study here with Nebula. And do I spend this guy to make anything extra? You know, 2, 4, 6, 7. If I spent it, it would not be enough to get me on the friendliest trait, but it would get me an extra chip, which would get me 3 blues, which would be nice because that could be useful unlocking more stuff later on. So I am going to do it. I'm going to spin this down here on that to make it an extra blue. And that would get me an extra blue chip. And so I think that's what I'm going to do. Nebula is going to have a friendly score of 8. Does not take out Kate with her 10. But looking at my chips here, Nebula and Gamora, got those both on frame there. So I'm going to get 1 of each, no matter how you slice it. So I'll get 1 purple, 1 pink, 1 brown, 1 blue. And I will use these to unlock things here in just a minute. I'm going to take off all these dice, get them out of the way. And Kate is the friendliest pup this time, so I am going to get, I'll lose this token, but I will get 2 more tokens back to me. And then we will say goodbye to all of the pups, or all the foxes, excuse me, in the kennel. Get rid of them. Goodbye, Natasha. You weren't that friendly. And then we will throw these ones in the kennel. Gamora and Nebula. And the way that these get added to the kennel, the opponent's foxes go on the ends, first and last, and mine go in between them. So like that. And now I'm going to unlock stuff off my board here because I do have enough to do that. And let's see, how do I want to do this? I am trying to focus on these ones over here. Eventually I will be wanting to score on some of those. I do want to use these 2 to unlock another study. And so I'm going to take another study card. We'll draw 3 and choose 1 to keep. I'm going to stick with what I've been doing so far. So I'm going to take this one right here, which is going to be brown and pink again. I'm going to set it off frame because I don't have the space to keep all of them on frame. And then I have these 2 here, and I will use them to get more wild dice. So I have a second wild die to roll. And then I'll use these 3 to... I'm going to make a 3rd pup in each generation going forward. So that's that. I have 1 pink to use later on. We will also get rid of Una and Steve. Goodbye, you 2. And now we are going to refill the market. And put out our generic foxes, and we will take care of this. So turn order does change. I will be going second this time instead of first. And we refill this. We've got a science, a spotted trait chip, and a floppy ear chip. And that's that. We are ready for the 4th round. He will go first this time. So flipping over the top card, turn order going from right to left. So he will take out the last spot on the track. And then going for a female. And so again, we're only looking at this card. The one that has the most purple dice is going to be the tiebreaker, which is a tie between Kate and Gamora. So then we look at who has the most pink out of that tie, and that's going to be Kate. So Kate is off the board, cannot take Kate, which stinks because Kate would have been a good one for me to draft. I'm looking for purple, brown, and pink. And so Nebula would get me 1 of each of those. Gamora gets me 2 brown and 2 purple. That's and 1 pink. So yeah, I am definitely going to go with Gamora as my first choice. So Gamora is going to be my female fox for this round. Now it's back over to the opponent. The opponent is going to take female and male for this round. So the second female is going to be Nebula gives 1 purple, Akulia gives 1 purple. And so the tiebreaker is going to be what has the most pink, and that's Nebula. So Nebula is going to be the second female for the opponent. And then looking at the males, what is the most purple over here? Well, Mate and Nikolai both give 1 purple. So then what gives the most pink? And that's going to be Mate, which is unfortunate because I would have taken Mate. So Mate is off the board for me, and I think I have to take Nikolai because at least Nikolai has 1 purple, and that's better than none. These two don't do anything for me. I don't need blue, so Nikolai is going to be the next best choice for me, and I've got to take him now. And now looking at the next card for the opponent, does not need another female, so we skip over that. Already has 2 females, so now we do turn order, and then we would do male after that. So turn order is going to be left to right, and so he's going to go first in the last generation. There's only 1 more generation after this. And then male, these are both tied, so they neither one would be 1 more than the other, even though Tobik has 2 dice, whereas Dimitri would only have 1, and the tiebreaker is left to right. So he's going to go with Dimitri over Tobik. So now it's back over to me, and it would be turn order. And between science card and the pink trait, I do already have 1 pink trait, but I don't know that getting another pink trait over a science card is a good idea. I think I'm going to take a science card. Science card is going to be after rolling a pup, reroll all dice showing only a half symbol. That is a very good card. So I'm glad I took the science card. All right. That's that. So now we go into the breeding phase. And so breeding for the opponent is going to be a female this first time. This female is going to be called Mika. So Mika is the female for this one. Mika is going to be the offspring of Mate, who is going to provide 1 purple, 1 brown, 1 blue, 2 pinks. And the mom is not going to be Kate because, again, those are siblings. So it's going to be Nebula. Nebula is going to provide 1 more purple, 1 of each. So 1 purple, 1 brown, 1 blue, 1 pink, and then an extra purple and an extra pink. And so the friendly score is going to be really high. 3, 5, 7, 11 for Mika. And let's see if Mika helps unlock anything. Mika would definitely move it forward on this one right here. Mika does also move forward on this one here. And so we are going to reveal another study card. And we will see if Mika's sibling can help advance on any of these study cards. So 11 is the score to beat so far. The second sibling is a male, and Mika's brother, Brosif. All right. So Brosif is the offspring of Dimitri, which is 1 little lousy blue die. I like that. And then Kate over here is going to add 2 purples, 2 browns, a blue, and 2 pinks. And then we do have to add in our bonus purple and pink. So that is going to be a total of 10. Not as friendly as Mika. Let's see if we unlock any studies here. We will unlock this study here. 3 purples, 2 pinks. So we can move these over to this card, return that fox, and set that off to the side. That's going to be 10 more points for the opponent at the end of the game. 3 purples, 1 blue. We can advance on that one. 2 browns, 1 blue. we can unlock that one, which gets another one. And that's it. That's where we have to stop. So Broseph did a lot for the opponent, but Mika is going to be the friendliest fox so far. Now it's on to me. I am making 3 foxes this round. So our first fox is a female, and we're going to name this one here. Let's name this one Carol. Carol. And we're going to be rolling 2 purples, 2 browns, another purple, a blue, and 1 pink. I almost forgot the pink on Gamora here. All right, so we're rolling all of these dice. We'll roll these 4 first. Set those off to the side. Roll these 5 next. And set those off to the side. All right, so Carol is going to provide at least 2 purples, at least 2 browns, 1 blue, 1 pink, but we can add more. Now I'm needing a lot of brown. Man, I'm needing more brown than what I have. Now, Carol would get me this study that's way not on frame here. Carol would definitely get me this one. But that may be the only thing Carol can get me here. And I don't know that there's anything more out there for me. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to add this one here and that one there. And I'm not going to use any of those, I don't think. So Carol is going to get me 3 purples, 2 browns, 1 blue, and 2 pinks. And that's going to be a friendly score of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not enough. Not anywhere close. My marker is not really working for me now. There we go. All right, so that's Carol. We're going to set her off to the side. And the second out of the triplet here is a boy. And this one's going to be Peter. So let's see if Peter can do a little bit better than Carol did. And we will set these off to the side. And these 3, set those off to the side. Now, I'm needing, Carol will go ahead and unlock this study for me because that's the only thing that she can do. And so we'll see if I can't get more done here with Peter. All right, so Peter is going to give me at least 2 purples, 2 browns, 2 halves of a blue and 1 half of a pink, but I do have these wild ones that I could use. I'm needing more brown than what I'm getting here, and this is not working out. All right, if I could get 4 purple or pinks, is there a way to make that happen? Well, I can get 1, I could get 2, and then 3, but I don't think I can get a 4th. So that's not going to happen, but I could get 3 by doing that, but I cannot get 3 brown. I don't think I'm going to get any studies done on this particular one, and there's no way I'm going to get 5. Well, I don't think. I have 3. Oh, I could get 5 brown. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to do this. So I'm going to go 5 brown. And 2 purple. Yeah, because that's how I can unlock this 10-point study here. So Peter's going to get that for me at least. So I'm going to get 2 purple. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brown. I almost went off the track here with Peter. And that's it. That's all I'm getting. So Peter is going to be a 7. Not higher than his sister Carol, who was an 8. And I have used both of those guys. And we've got 1 more pup because I'm doing 3 pups each generation. And so we've got another male, and this one's going to be Bruce. And we will roll these dice again one more time. Set those off to the side. And roll these dice. And all right, so looking at the purple, I'm gonna have at least 2 purple, 1 brown, 1 blue, 1 pink, and I need a lot more than that to unlock anything, because I am needing 3 brown, 3 pink, or 1 brown and 4 pink. But I don't think I'm gonna be able to make that happen. I could do this, and I will do this. Where do I use this guy, though? Do I just waste him? That would get me 1, 2, 3 purple, 2 browns, 1 more of those. That's only gonna get me 7. Gosh, I'm not gonna be able to do anything here. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. So Bruce gets me 3 purple. I'm gonna change markers. I think this marker is not cutting it for me. All right, so 3 purples, 2 browns, and 1 blue and 1 pink. That's a friendly score of 7. So Carol was my highest at 8, which is definitely not enough. And looking at all of my pups this round, let's see. So they're all going to tie on the purple trait. I will get 1 purple. And let's see. Peter gets me 3 browns. That's one good thing about this round. I'm getting a lot of browns. And Carol will get me 1 pink. And that's it for my traits. We're going to take these dice away. And I've already unlocked all the studies I can unlock. And we already said Mika is the most friendly, so the opponent is going to get those 3 points at the end of the game. I will get 2 bonus tokens going into this final round. And then let's see if I can unlock anything, which I should definitely be able to. So yeah, there we go. I have 2 pink, 1 purple, 3 brown. And I am going to use the 3 brown. Well, I'm going to use the 2 pink here to unlock one of the sponsors. And the sponsor I unlock, I think, is gonna be... let's see, 2, 4... I'm going to unlock this sponsor right here because it's going to get me 3 science cards. So let's look at those science cards. Kind of forgot that I had science cards. Could have used some of them, honestly, on the last generation or 2. Before rolling a pup, draw 3 parent foxes from either deck. You may choose to replace one of your parents. Okay, that would have been better earlier on, I think. After rolling all pups, keep one of your pups as a parent for the next generation. It cannot earn friendliest though. And then lastly, when placing your gear token or unlocking a patron, you may first swap the supply tile on your space with any tile in the discard pile. Okay, that might come in handy later on. But there we have it. That's that. And I will get 2 points for every grouping, which I am going to place my 3 down right here so that I can maximize this and getting more points. And I get another study card. So yeah, let's draw 3 study cards and see what we get. Now that one is a good one for me. That other two are not. I'm definitely going to go for that one and keep it off frame. And so I've got 4 study cards, by the way. I know you can't see all of them, but they're mostly focused on pink, brown, and purple. No blue. I'm not focused on blue at all. All right, now it's time to clean up the kennels. Let's get those squared away for this next round. And we will go into this final round and see what we can do here. All right. Get that out of there. Kate and Nebula are gone. Nikolai and Gamora are gone. All right, we are good to go. Mika is going to go first in the females, and Broseph is going to go first in the males. And then it will be my 3, Peter, Carol, and Bruce. We've got 1 more male and 2 more females, and we are ready to go in this last generation. Turn order remains the same. I will go second. The opponent will go first. And let's see if I can't eke out a victory here. All right, so first thing, he's looking at males this time, and we are going to be focused on purple being the most important to him. Looks like it's a 3-way tie between Broseph, Bruce, and Radko. So then blue is what's next most important, and Broseph and Bruce both tie in that. So then we're going to go from right to left. So Bruce is more desirable to the opponent. Then we're going to look at females. Again, purple being the most important. Mika and Carol both tie, so then we go off of blue, and it's a tie again between Mika and Carol. So we're going to go from left to right, and it will be Carol. All right, so then on over to me. I am wanting purple, pink, and brown dice. Well, Peter gets me 1 purple, 2 brown. Broseph gets me 2 purple, 1 brown. Can't take Bruce. Radko would get me 2 purple, which is not better than Broseph, so I'm not taking Radko. At the females, Mika gets me 2 purple, 1 brown, 2 pink. That's pretty good. I think I'm going to take Mika. Mika is obviously the best choice for me, so Mika is going to be my female fox for this next and last breeding phase. So now looking at this, we are going to put a fox in the furthest left spot, which I think he has done almost every generation, put a fox in that first spot. All right, over to me, and I cannot take Broseph because Mika and Broseph are considered siblings. And so that's one downside to having taken Mika. So I think I better take Peter instead. I'm going to take Peter as my male fox, or should I do turn order? Not that turn order is super important, but those tokens out there could be important to me. You know what? I don't think he can take Peter. He's going to take Broseph before he would take Peter. So I'm going to put Peter back, and I'm going to do turn order here. And I'm going to take this one. I will take 1 pink trait chip and a science card. The science card here says, after rolling a pup, mark +1 brown to this pup. Ooh, that's a good card. That will definitely come in handy for when I'm unlocking my studies here in a minute. Then we're going to go back over to the opponent. The opponent is going to take male, and Broseph and Peter. Let's see. Now, Broseph is the tiebreaker because Broseph gives 2 purple and Peter only gives 1. It'd actually be a tie between Broseph and Radko, but Broseph gives 1 blue, whereas Radko gives none. So going with Broseph there. And then turn order for the opponent, not that it matters because this is the last round. He would go last. And so now it's back over to me, and I am going to now take Peter and square that away. And I've got all of mine. Let's see. How did he not get another female? Not sure how that happened. He would need a female, though. And so we are going to place on Jacqueline, because Jacqueline has one purple dye, and that's what he is most focused on. All right, so we are ready to go into the last breeding phase. Again, he is doing 2 pups. We've got a male one here. We're going to name this one Johnny. And Johnny is going to be the offspring of Broseph and Carol. Carol is going to provide 2 purples and then 1 of everything else. And Broseph is going to provide 2 more purples, a brown, a blue, 2 pinks, and we're going to add in another purple and a blue for the bonuses down here. So Johnny's going to have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Johnny is so far the friendliest pup we've seen all game long. So that's going to be a hard one to beat. Now, the last pup that the opponent is going to make all game. Actually, we need to unlock studies first with Johnny. So Johnny is definitely going to complete this study. So we'll transfer all of these over there. We'll get rid of that fox. He has done 3 full study cards and potentially more here. Johnny will not unlock this one because Johnny does not have 3 browns. Looking at this one, Johnny will unlock that particular one. And so we'll place a fox there. We will flip over another study card, but Johnny cannot do anything on that particular card because you don't advance on any cards that you just flipped over with that particular pup. So Johnny's done. 13 is the score to beat. Let's see if his brother, or this would be his cousin, and we'll call him John. Johnny and John. So John here is the offspring of Bruce. Bruce will provide 2 purples, a brown, a blue, and a pink. And then Jacqueline is the mom, and that's going to be 1 more purple and 1 more brown. And then the bonuses here this time are going to be brown and blue. So 1 brown, 1 blue. John is not going to be nearly as friendly as his cousin Johnny, coming in only at a 9. Let's see if John helps unlock anything, though, and he will unlock that one. Looking here, he will not unlock that one. Looking here, he will unlock that one. And we would flip over another one, but that's not going to matter because that's it. So they are done. Johnny is the one to beat here with a score of 13. Let's see what I can do with mine. So I've got another female here, and we're going to name this one Pam. And so Pam is the offspring of Peter and Mika. Peter is going to provide 1 purple, 2 browns, and Mika is going to provide 2 purples, a brown, a blue, and 2 pinks. And so this might be the most dice that I have rolled all game. All right, we're going to roll those ones first, set them off to the side. And we'll roll these next. And I got 1 more here to roll. All right, so definitely going to have 3 purples and 3 browns with potential for more, half of a blue and 1 pink. And then I also have those wilds there to work with. All right, so my studies, this study is completely done. I can move it off frame and move my other study on frame. I'm needing 3 browns, 3 pinks, or 1 brown, 4 pinks, or 2 purples, 1 pink. I am not going to get the ones that require multiple pinks. Well, no, I could get 3 pinks by doing that. I could get a 4th pink by doing that, and that would get me there. But I think I'm gonna focus in on this study here with Pam, because I've got 3 browns, 3 pinks. So yeah, I'm doing that. And let's see if I want to use any of those here in just a minute. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then down here 7, 8, 9. I could get 1 blue. I could get another purple. That would get me a total of 11, which is not enough to beat Johnny. It would get me 1 more purple trait, though, if I spent 1. Yeah, I'm going to spend the 1 to make another purple, just so that I can get that last purple chip. So that's that. I'm not going to spend the second one. And this will give me 7 plus 3. That will get me a score of 10 here. Again, not enough to beat Johnny, but that will help me unlock this study here. And so we can move that down. And I will spend that and re-roll all these dice here in just a minute. But first, we got to check out Pam's brother. And this one is going to be Drax. So Pam's brother, Drax. We're going to roll all these dice again. And roll these dice again. Roll that one more time. And so let's see what we have now. Looks like it's gonna be 2 purples, 3 browns, no blues, which that's fine. Never wanted blues in the first place. And we've got that makeup. So looking at what I need 2 purples and a pink, which I definitely can do that one for sure. So my other studies would be 1 brown and 4 pinks. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finagle. Well, I could get that one. But then 4 browns, 4 pinks would be even better. And I could do that one. So I am gonna go for that for sure. Yeah, that's the best bet here. So I'm gonna spend this guy here and spend it there. We are going to spend that there and spend that there. And yeah, we're gonna go with this. So this is gonna be 2 purples, 4 browns, no blues, and 4 pinks. And Drax gives me my 4 browns, 4 pinks to be able to advance all the way to the end on this one here. And so we're going to set that off to the side as having completed that one. And Drax's final score is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Same as his sister Pam, but not enough to take out Johnny. And we have no more bonus tokens to use, so it's going to be quite the roll for Pam and Drax's brother Rocket here to be able to upset Johnny from being the friendly fox this round. So rolling these dice one more time. And I do have cards that I could use. I got to remember that. I haven't used any of my science cards, which is going to give me a bunch of points at the end of the game if I don't use them. And so, is that it? That's it. All right, I'm going to move the dice tower off frame and put all these dice up here so that you guys can see them better. That was that. All right, so I definitely have 2 purples, so I can mark that down. 2 purples for sure. Browns are going to be 3 browns for sure. And 1 blue for sure. And 1 pink for sure. All right, so I would need 1 brown, 4 pinks, or 2 purples, 1 pink. Well, I definitely can get the 2 purples, 1 pink. 1 brown and 4 pinks is not gonna happen. Not gonna happen because I can only get a maximum of 3 pinks here. So that's not gonna happen for me. I will use these guys on blue. Do I do that? Because at least that gets me more chips than anything else. Because Pam and Drax aren't going to get me any blue chips. So maybe I do that and I make it another blue. And I'm already going to use Rocket to advance on this track here. So I at least get 2 points there for that one. Yeah, let's go with that. All right, so I am getting... So I use that there to make another blue. And so Rocket here is going to get me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not anywhere close to the 13 that I would have needed to tie Johnny. So the opponent is going to get friendliness there. And so unfortunately, I did not get very many friendly foxes this game. But looking at my chips, I'm going to get 2 purples because of Pam. Pam got me 2 purples, and then Drax is going to get me 2 browns, and Rocket's going to get me 1 blue, and Drax is going to get me 2 pinks. And so now we are ready to cash in on getting some things unlocked off on my board one last time. And I think I am going to want to get these 3 put down here to unlock another sponsor. That sponsor is going to be right here with this guy, who will get me a brown chip and another science card, which says Mark 1 to the brown, floppy ear trait to this pup. I did not use any science cards, which may be to my detriment after we do final scoring here. We'll find out. I still have some tokens that I can use. I've got 3 purple, 3 brown, and a blue, a worthless blue. That blue did not do me any good. But I could use these 2. I will use these 2 to get a wild die that I'm not going to actually use. And then these 3 here to get another wild die that I'm not going to actually use. But I did get the victory points there, and I made another connection there with my sponsor there. So now we are done. It is on to final scoring. We're going to add up the points here for the opponent first. So the opponent is going to be getting points for studies, friendliness track, and then if it ever maxed out on any pup, which it never did earn any of these guys, neither did I for that matter. So we are going to add points here first. 2, 3, 3, and 5. That's going to be a total of 13 for the opponent here. And that's on the friendliness track. So then we're going to look at the studies. And so 5 plus 2 is 7, plus 2 is 9. And then we are going to add in 30 more. So that's 39 points on the study cards, giving the opponent a total score of 52. 52 points is the score to beat. Let's see if I'm able to do that. My study cards, I completed both of these cards for 10 points each, so that's 20. And then I got 2 off of each of these, so that's 4. So I got 24 points there on those cards. And then my friendliness, or no, excuse me, we're going to do the sponsors first next. So 2 points for every pairing that's horizontal that's the same. So there's 2 points, there's 2 points, there's 2 points, there's 2 points. So 2, 4, 6, 8 points off of that one. And then looking at this one, 2 points for every study that I at least completed one column on. I did that 4 times, so that's going to be another 8 points. So that's going to be 16 points there for that one. Now points that I've unlocked on my board, 2, 3, and 3. That's going to be 8 more points. Then friendliness track, I got 4 points over there on that. My leftover science cards that I had not used, I have 7 of them, so that's going to be 7 points. That might actually win me the game there. And then leftover tokens, I only have 1. That's not going to get me anything, so let's add this up. 52, 50. I think I have 59 if I'm adding all of this correct. Let me just double check. Yep, 59. So 52 to 59, there you can see where all my points came from. And I did hold on for the victory there, but it was closer than what I would have liked. I was thinking that I was doing pretty well there, but he did get a lot of points from his studies and the friendliness track, but I did hold on for the victory there. My science cards was what won me the game. Had I not had any of them, I would have tied 52 apiece. So there you have it. That's how the solo game works, and I was victorious this go around. You know, I think it's a pretty fair solo experience. It's a lot similar to what it's like playing the multiplayer game, where you're going to be losing out on the foxes that you want to draft, and you're competing for the friendliness fox and completing studies. So it's a pretty solid experience all around. You leave me some comments. Let me know what you think about the solo mode and what you think about this game in general. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to be notified of all of our great new content. I'm Lance, and this is Love to Hate, where we try to bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.